Join Boise State Public Radio for a concert with blues rock guitarist and vocalist Coco Montoya at the Treefort Music Hall in Boise, February 13th, with reserved seating. A night with Coco Montoya and his band? Find details and a link for tickets at boisestatepublicradio.org.
Happy Monday, it's The Connector from Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Troy Oppie. A $5,000 a family school tax credit program is headed across the rotunda at the Idaho State House. Plus, parents would have to opt their students in for sexual education under a newly proposed bill. And what's next for Kellen Moore? The former Boise State quarterback just won a Super Bowl championship ring with the Philadelphia Eagles last night, but he may have packed for a longer stay in New Orleans. Those stories and more on The Connector, Idaho Daily News, starting right now. We start with a years-long attempt from lawmakers to change Idaho's initiative process. As our James Dawson reports, state senators will consider adding new restrictions under a constitutional amendment that passed out of committee Friday.
The proposed constitutional amendment would force initiative campaigns to get a certain number of signatures from every legislative district in Idaho. Right now, they only have to get signatures from half of those districts. Republican Senator Doug Okonowitz says his goal is to disrupt out-of-state money from bankrolling potential future initiatives like legalizing marijuana or expanding abortion rights.
This doesn't stop that. It simply puts a few speed bumps in the way, and it ensures that they talk to everyone in the state.
This is the latest of many attempts from lawmakers to further restrict Idaho's initiative process since Medicaid expansion passed in 2018, something pointed out by Margie Bass from Garden City.
I am unclear as to why this right, which is guaranteed in our state constitution, is constantly under attack each legislative session.
Just 3 of the 39 people who testified Friday supported the measure. It needs 2/3 support from the House and Senate, and then approval from a simple majority of voters in 2026 to take effect. James Dawson, Boise State Public Radio News.
Senators are also set to consider a bill that uses $50 million in taxpayer money to subsidize private school tuition. Under the proposal that cleared the House late last week, families could apply for a $5,000 tax credit per child under the plan that could pay for private school tuition, transportation, or other educational expenses. Supporters include Republican Representative John Vanderwoude. He says Idaho's behind the curve compared to other states that have created school voucher-type programs.
It's time to offer choices. It's time for people to spend their tax dollars where they would like them to go.
But Republican Representative Lance Clouse says the bill would just reward families who already enroll their kids in private schools, not families looking for more educational options.
Do we want to support choice, or do we just want to give back to the families that have already made the choice some of our tax funds?
Clouse was among 19 Republicans who joined Democrats to oppose that measure, but it advanced to the Senate. We're more than just podcasts and a radio station at Boise State Public Radio. We're a trusted resource and a lifeline for communities across Idaho. It's up to all of us to safeguard public media's future. You can learn more at protectmypublicmedia.org. Together, we can ensure that Boise State Public Radio remains a trusted resource for you and your neighbors for generations to come.